Hello and welcome to the I Am Her podcast. I am one of the podcast hosts. My name is Abigail, and today we're going to be talking about how to get over a breakup. And I'm actually certified by the state of Utah, so don't worry. No, I'm just kidding. But I feel like I have so much to say about this. I could make like so many episodes, but getting through a breakup is truly one of the worst things ever. It is so hard, so devastating. Heartbreak is one of the worst pains. I truly believe that. And it has been a little over a year since my big breakup that I have that devastated me to my core. I literally thought I was not going to survive it. And to everyone who is in the depths of hell right now, the depths of sadness, and you're like, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to survive this heartbreak? And how am I going to go on without this person? I'm here to tell you, as someone a year ago who truly thought I was never going to heal, I was never going to be happy. I would see videos on TikTok of people being like, this is your sign, it gets better. Like, heartbreak, it will get better. I literally would watch those videos and I would be like, well, not for me. I genuinely thought like, there's no way I'll get through this. I don't ever see myself being happy again. And that was honestly one of the hardest times of my entire life. And during that time, I also just had a spinal cord injury and broke my spine a few months prior to the breakup. So it was like, damn, double homicide. But it was very hard for me to navigate both of those things at the same time. And I think that's why it was such a hard experience, because I've been through a breakup before and it was hard and it sucked, but it wasn't like this breakup. And I feel like everybody has that one heartbreak that like burns you so bad that you kind of can't be hurt that bad again. Like, I truly believe, I'm like, there's no way I will ever be that heartbroken again. I think I got it over with and I got it done. Thank you. You're gone. But I am okay now. I am so much better than I was. And I wish I could go back and give myself a year ago a big hug and tell her, you were going to be okay. And you're going to actually be better than okay. Like, you aren't even going to believe how happy you are at this point. So I'm here to tell you from experience, it truly does get better. And there is so much more to life than that man or that girl or whoever you were crying about. Heartbreak is hard. And that's the first step, is accepting it and letting yourself feel your emotions, because you are going to be sad. That is normal. It would be weird if you weren't sad. Well, not weird. I feel like that's another story of when you grieve the relationship while you're in it. That's another episode. But you're going to be sad. You are going to be heartbroken. There is no avoiding that. There's no getting out of it. There's no magic pill. This is embarrassing. Actually, I literally, I'm not even kidding. I looked up to get hypnotized because I was that upset. I was that down bad. I was like, I need someone to I need an exorcism. I literally was like researching hypnotists to help me get over my heartbreak. I was like, I want to forget this person. I want to forget this ever happened. Like, I was that down bad. Okay. So just like, that's not a joke. I was wanting to hypnotize myself. And you know what? That doesn't work. But I actually will say detachment YouTube videos. And you should listen to my other host, Kylie's podcast episode about detachment and the art of letting go. That is an amazing episode. And I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with this. So you should go pause this video and listen to that video first and then come back. But there are like YouTube detachment videos that I would listen to while I fall asleep. So that's just a little tip. While you're sleeping, listen to like the YouTube hypnotism detachment videos, because I low-key feel like they helped. And I know they're woo-woo. I don't care. Just try it. Just try it. And if nothing else, placebo. Okay, I got a little off track. But you need to feel your pain. That is the first step of a heartbreak, is to feel your pain. And I'm not saying every second of every day just be sad and wallow in it. But something that I like to do is I give myself at least 10 minutes. I say, okay, I have these 10 minutes and I'm going to let myself fully feel every single emotion. And I would play a sad song. The sad song that I had, actually, I'm going to keep that private. But you play a song or a number of songs for 10 minutes and let yourself Feel all of the emotions. Let all of the sadness come up, let it bubble up, feel it so strongly. Like I would be sitting there feeling everything, tears streaming down my face, but I was feeling my emotions. Because in order to heal, you have to feel. Okay? Let it come, let it be. Because if you push it down, it is going to arise years later. Okay? Or months later. It doesn't matter. You cannot avoid the pain. You cannot push it away. You can try and you can mask it and you can distract yourself, but it is always going to come back. I have a story to share with you about that. After my breakup, I was obviously very sad, very devastated. And I remembered something that said, if you need to get over someone, get under someone, okay? And I didn't actually get under anybody. I didn't do anything like that. But I was like, I need to get out there. I need to meet somebody new. Newsflash, you need to wait. Like, yes, go meet new people, but I did it way too soon. I was still very heartbroken to the fact that I was crying, putting on my makeup before going on my date, crying over my ex before the date I was about to go on, okay? I don't know if this was like 2 weeks after. That's crazy, and I know admitting that is literally kind of psychotic, but like I said, I was not well, okay? So I'm on this date, and the guy that I went on a date with was actually like perfect. He was actually so sweet to me. We had a great time. We had great banter. We got along so well. Like, he was such a good guy, and he was very sweet, very caring, very funny, like financially stable. He was honestly like the full package. Okay. And I was not able to fully be present in that situationship or for that person because I was still sad about my ex-boyfriend. So how could I move on? How can I be with this person when I'm crying over somebody else when they leave? Like, that's no. But I will say it worked for like a week. I was like, this is great. Like, this guy is like perfect for me. We get along so well. I'm having so much fun. And he was amazing. But I could not escape the feeling and the pit in my stomach deep down that was like, you are not healed. You are not ready to be with this person or be with anybody right now. You need to literally heal, because I was so heartbroken. I had to get over the person I was crying over every time the new guy left. Like, no, baby. So I broke it off with the guy, and I have not seen him since. That might be my one and only fumble. But I knew I had to get over the previous person before I started moving on. And because of that situation, I actually deleted all dating apps, and I was like, you know what? I need to just focus on myself. I don't even want to date. And then I got to the point where I didn't want to be with anybody. Okay, this is not a life story. What am I doing? But that's just an example, because once I let go of dating and trying to distract myself with other people, I actually was allowed to heal. I was healing. I was feeling my emotions. I was focusing on myself. I was focusing on my friendships, my family, and all of those things grew. My friendships got stronger. The relationship that I had with myself got so much stronger. My confidence skyrocketed. I feel like a brand new person, and the person that I am today versus a year ago is drastically different. And I'm actually grateful that the breakup happened because of how much I was able to grow from it. The growth is exponential and so crazy. And I'm so proud of myself for actually allowing myself to feel the pain and let myself cry myself to sleep. All the things that I needed to do to get to where I am today. And it is so hard, but I want you to know that I'm here for you and you can do this, because I promise you, you are so much stronger than you think. You really are. And you can do this, and you will make it on the other side. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and best believe you will be there, sunbathing in it, okay? It gets so much better. Time truly does heal all. I used to not believe that, but you will get over them. And don't listen to the people on TikTok in the comments who are like, it's been 5 years and I'm still thinking of them. Okay, I want to talk about that for a second, because there is a point where you have to let go. You can't, if you're constantly holding on and thinking about that person constantly, you need to let go. I think sometimes people cling on to the sadness, but you don't have to cling on to it. Feel your feelings, but it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I'm ready to have new experiences. I'm ready to let go and live my life and love my life again. Because I used to see those things of people saying, it's been 10 years and I'm still not over them. But don't take that to heart. That would scare me. I'm like, I'm always going to be sad, but you're not. You're really not always going to be sad. But let yourself cry. Let yourself scream. One time I was in the car listening to Taylor Swift, screaming, literally screaming the lyrics, and I looked crazy. I know I did, but you know what? I felt so much better after, and it's part of the healing process. It really is. And something to keep in mind while you're going through this is nobody should complete you. You are the one and only person who completes you. You don't need somebody else. You think of it like a cake. You are the base, you are the layers, you are even the frosting, okay? That person whenever they come, they should just be like the sprinkles and the candles on top. But you're already the cake, okay? You're already beautiful, delicious, you're a snack. You complete yourself. Be your own best friend. And sometimes when we go through breakups, we realize that we relied on that person and that we were so dependent on them. And I think that's where it gets hard, because suddenly you're out of the relationship and you're like, oh wait, I don't have any friends. I don't have any hobbies. I don't know what my passions are. That is really scary, but it's also very exciting because you get to figure out who you are. You get to go on this journey and learn so much about yourself, who you are, what you like to do. You get to meet new people. After that, after my breakup, I learned a lot about myself. I found new hobbies. I opened myself up to brand new experiences. I met new people. Once that door closed, I was appalled at how many doors opened in my life and how many beautiful things came in. And I started to realize how depressed I was. When you are dependent on someone, you kind of lose sight of everybody else, and it's hard. But it's a lesson that you learn so that in your next relationship, you won't lose sight of you as a person. You're not just somebody's girlfriend or boyfriend or somebody's partner. You are you. So when you get into that next relationship, you can remember, hey, I'm gonna keep hanging out with my friends. I'm gonna keep those relationships and bonds strong. I'm gonna keep making time for myself and journaling, doing my hobbies, doing what makes me happy, focusing on my career. That person is in my life now, but that doesn't mean that I have to give up everything and fully devote myself to that person. Romantic love is not everything. I think sometimes society kind of puts it on this huge pedestal that's like you win when you get married and you fall in love. And it is such a win. And falling in love and being in love is amazing. It's an amazing feeling. But it is not everything. It is not the end all be all. Being single is fun. Being single is fucking peaceful. Okay? I love being single. I really, truly do. I love being independent and having my own world and not having someone else be my entire world, because that kind of sucks. It doesn't suck. Well, yeah, it does. You should have your own world and they can come in and you can intermingle, but you complete yourself, and don't forget that. So when you're going through a breakup, you're going to need to talk to people, because you can't just keep it all inside. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, you can get a therapist. Therapy is very, very helpful. And something that I did, because I kind of felt like I was making everybody crazy with how much I was talking about my last relationship, and I would call my mom, I would call my friends crying like every day. And then I got to a point where I'm like, okay, maybe I should give them a little break from being my therapist. And so something that I did that actually helped me so much is I got my MacBook and I turned on the recorder and I vlogged and I just talked. I let out everything, because journaling, I had so many thoughts. I felt like I couldn't write fast enough to keep up with my racing thoughts. So I turned on my recorder and I cried to the camera. I literally can vividly remember myself saying to myself, I really hope you look back and watch this and you're okay, because I'm so worried I will never be okay. And I haven't rewatched those videos in a while, but I did like 6 months ago when I was a lot better, and it was kind of an emotional experience because I'm like, I'm okay now. But doing that and that process of venting to myself and letting everything out and just saying exactly what I felt, knowing nobody's gonna judge me, because these videos are not for anyone else, they are for me. I'm the only person who will see these videos, hopefully. No, I am. But no one else is gonna see it. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about what people are gonna think. Just let it out, because there is something about saying things out loud that is very helpful, and it helps process. When you say things out loud, that is helping your brain process what is actually going on, and it helps get it out there instead of just shoving it down, because if we shove it down and push it down, it needs to come to the surface and you gotta feel it, or else it's always gonna be there, or it's gonna come up years later when you're wondering why it's still there. It's because you never felt it. But when we go through a breakup, you kind of don't know what to do. Like, for me, I did not want to get out of bed. All I could do was cry. Like, every single thing reminded me of my ex, and everything made me just so heartbroken. And of course, I went through the stage of begging and pleading. But in my situation, there was no begging. The person, admitted that they did not love me anymore. So at that point, it's like, stop begging. You don't want to be with someone who doesn't love you. You don't want to be with someone who doesn't feel the same way about you. You deserve to be with somebody who loves you so much and sees you exactly how you see them, treats you exactly how you treat them, and wants to give you the world. Nobody wants to be, think about it. You wouldn't want to be friends with someone who doesn't want to be friends with you. You wouldn't beg to hang out with someone who doesn't want to hang out with you. That's just not fun. That's not enjoyable for either party. And I had to let go of the hope that they were going to somehow love me again, because that's not how it worked in my case. I needed to truly let go and realize, this person doesn't want me anymore. I want someone who wants me. I want someone who loves me, because at the end of the day, I will be so much happier that way. And if it's not that person, that's okay. That just means they're not my person, and I will find my person whenever that is. But don't beg. And I say that because I'm just embarrassed of my past actions. But it's hard, especially like the first 2 weeks and that very initial moment of heartbreak. You just want to you're grasping on anything. Like, you feel like you'll do anything to have them back, but it doesn't work like that. And if you were the person who broke it off, and deep down you're not supposed to be with them, don't go back just because you're scared, just because you're comfortable, because trust your intuition. Your gut, you know what's best for you at the end of the day. You know. Don't let the fear of being alone or lonely cause you to destroy your own future, because there is someone who will treat you so much better. I promise you that. Think higher. Don't settle. We should never settle for someone who is half-assing it. You deserve the absolute best. You deserve someone who's going to give you everything you want and more. And one way to know this is, I wrote down a list after my breakup, of every single quality I want in a man to provide for me, to whatever it was. I wrote down a big list of what I wanted, and then I told myself, okay, the next person has to check all these boxes, and I'm not going to settle. Like, they should check a lot of the boxes. And something that you can do, that I actually learned this from Kylie, is I went through the list and I looked at all the qualities that I wanted in a person, or that they could give me, and I learned to give them to myself. I learned to do them to myself, whether that was words of affirmation. I started saying affirmations, and every day in the mirror saying that I'm beautiful. It's cheesy, but it works. And taking myself on solo dates, buying myself flowers, buying myself ice cream, doing the little things for myself and romanticizing my life made it so much more fun. Because I'm like, I don't need someone to buy me flowers. I can do it. Just like Miley said. I kind of hate that song, but it's right. It's true. Or taking myself on dates. If I want to be taken to the movies, fuck it. I'll take myself to the movies. Let's go. And I started doing all these things by myself, and it was so much fun. And I realized, hey, I actually love hanging out with myself. I'm a good time, for real. And now it's like, okay, if you want to come in my life and you want to be in my life, you have to go above and beyond me. You have to make me happier than I make myself, and that's pretty fucking hard because I give myself the world. I treat myself amazingly now, for the most part. Like, I know what I deserve and I know my worth, and I'm not going to settle for less. I'm really not. And I've had people come and try, and I'm like, you don't cut it. You got to go. Like, I don't play anymore. After that, I'm strict, okay? And you guys got to be strict too. Like, don't let any musty dusty man just be your man. Like, no. I deserve the best. I'm not settling. Like, I'm sorry. You might have this good quality, great. So do I. So do my friends. You're funny? Ha ha ha. So is YouTube. My friends are funny. You're smart? My sisters are freaking smart. Like, get out of here. I don't care. Like, you deserve the best of the best, okay? Don't settle. Do not settle. And it's hard because everybody's like wanting to be in love. And I know you want love and you crave that companion, but you can be that companion to yourself. And when you really don't care, that is when people start flooding in and kind of begging for you, to be honest, okay? Take the time to take care of yourself. Lock in on you. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, start going to the gym. I was so heartbroken. I was like, you know what? I just have to focus on me and my life. And every morning, whether I was crying or not, I would be crying on the Stairmaster, tears falling down right with my sweat. But I was going to the gym. I was showing up for myself. You are the best friend you can be to yourself. You don't need somebody else. Just like I was saying at the beginning, you complete yourself. And when you learn to do all the things that you crave in a relationship for you, that's when you won't need somebody else. And you might not even want somebody else. And I want you to remember as well, if you do want to be in a relationship, again, you will find somebody and they will exceed your expectations. Don't settle. They will come. They will come whenever the time is right. Trust in the universe. Trust in divine timing because you deserve your person and they will come. So don't worry. Don't think, oh, I'm never going to find somebody else. I'm never going to find someone better than that person. You will. And you will look back and you will be so grateful that everything turned out the way that it did. Also, being single is fun, okay? I think you should actually take time to enjoy this alone time because when else are you going to have all this time and all this energy to pour solely into you? You don't have to worry about somebody else. You can literally pour straight into you, whether you want to focus on going to the gym, focus on your career. You can take all of that energy that you would have put into that other person right back into you and lock the fuck in, level up. Babe, you're gonna like be so grateful you had this time and you're gonna look back and be like, you know what, that was actually really fun. Because someday if you want this, you will be married and you might have kids and you're not gonna have all this time to pour it into yourself and to enjoy all this time alone. So take a minute and be like, you know what, this is actually fun. Romanticize your life and make it fun. Do nice things for yourself. Take yourself on dates because doing all that stuff is going to make it so much better, so much more enjoyable and joyful. And you can also take the time to reflect and think of the mistakes that you didn't make in the relationship. For me, I journaled a lot and I reflected on the mistakes that I made and how I hurt that person and how I want to be so much better for my next person. And I healed I'm actively working on healing a lot of broken parts of myself and insecure parts of myself so that the next person, I'm better for them. I'm a better girlfriend. I'm a better person and a better friend, a better sister, a better daughter. Like I actually, had to learn and be like, okay, here's where I went wrong. I'm not just some victim who was done wrong by everybody else. I've definitely made my mistakes and I want to grow from them. I want to be a better person. I want to learn from them and do better for the next person. And I had to go through that to grow and become the person that I am today. But if I could say one thing, it would be to know your worth and don't go back, don't beg for them back, especially if you know that you deserve better and that they aren't going to give you what it is you need, because you deserve to have your needs met. You deserve to feel safe and to feel happy in the relationship, because if that's the person you're going to be spending a lot of your time with and that is your essential companion or partner, you want to feel happy. Like, it should be a healthy relationship. And if it's something that's unhealthy and a cycle, break it. And it's so hard to break. It's so easy to be like, just let them go. And I know that's not how it works. And you deserve to feel all your emotions and be sad, because it is sad. It's heartbreaking. And going through that heartbreak was one of the hardest times in my life, truly. And I always look back at that time with a heavy heart, because I know how bad I was hurting and I know how hard that was. And I am doing everything I can to heal all those parts of me that are still wounded and are traumatized from things that happened. But you will love life again, and life will be fun. I remember thinking, like, I don't know how I'm ever going to have fun again. And I love life. I look back at that time and I'm like, wow, life is so much better. Like, I literally love my life. And of course, I have my days, of course. But life is beautiful, and it is such a gift to be alive. And sometimes it's hard to see that. And I look back at times in my life where I couldn't see that. And it makes me really sad, because there is so much life to be lived. And there is so much more than that man, okay? There is so much more than him. Like, if you think about it, he's just a boy. He's literally just a boy. There's a lot of them. There's tons, like millions. A lot of them who are exactly the same, to be honest, and a lot who are a lot different. And when you do take all the time to heal and you have healed, I say get back out there and open your heart up to new experiences, because a lot of times we close off. I feel like I personally closed myself off after I was like, I'm not getting hurt again. You're not gonna fuck with me. But I had to be like, hey, it's okay. And you know what? I'm probably gonna get hurt again. I'm only 23. I'm probably gonna go through heartbreak again. That's just how life is. And I'm opening myself up to it, because it's only going to make me grow more. I'm only going to learn more, and it's just going to give me new experiences. And all of those experiences are what make life so beautiful. But journal, meet new people, try new things, try a new hobby, keep yourself busy. That is a huge tip. When you're going through a breakup, you do not want to have all this time to be scrolling and stalking them and sitting in your bed crying. Like, yes, there are definitely times for that, and it's going to happen and you need to cry, but also keep yourself busy. Maybe give yourself like 2 weeks to just completely wallow. And then after that, lock in, start going to the gym, focus on your career, try a new hobby, maybe try crocheting or flower arranging, whatever it is that has always interested you or that you've always wanted to do. This is your time to just do it. And who knows, you could meet someone new from it. You can meet new friends from it. Like, you never know what could happen. When one door closes, a million other doors will open for you, because you know your worth. And everything, I truly, truly believe that everything happens for a reason. And it sucks. And sometimes you don't understand it in the moment. But one day you will look back and be like, oh, that's why that happened. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. And please, please do not stalk them. Mute them. Mute them on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. I don't care. If you need to mute their friends, mute their friends. You seeing them and talking to them is only going to bring up more pain and more hurt. And I would really strongly suggest to go no contact, because once I actually stopped contacting the person, that's when I actually healed. When I was texting them and we were still talking, there was no, like, girl, what do you think is going to happen? There was no way for me to heal, because every time they would text, I would get super excited and be like, oh, no, okay, they do not want you. You got to stop. You got to stop. But going no contact is what really, after that, like 2 weeks after no contact, I'm like, wait, I feel a lot more peaceful. I'm not constantly like checking my phone. I'm not looking for notifications. Like, I can actually relax and let myself breathe, because let's be honest, when you're not talking to a man, life is really peaceful. Like, really peaceful. You get addicted to the peace, okay? Go no contact. I didn't want to listen to people when they told me that, but unfortunately, it's true. You have to. And yeah, there are some cases where whatever, but I would strongly suggest you go no contact. And I would strongly suggest you mute them. You don't have to block them if you don't want to. Like, that's fine. But if it will help you to not talk to them and not block them, or to block them on social media, do it. Because sometimes, and this is kind of niche, I would see that my ex was like liking certain videos, and the videos, I guess, were not, what's the word? Kind of making fun of me, I guess, and it really hurt my feelings. Like, I'm a very sensitive person, and I saw that, and I was just like, it kind of set me back. Like, I was in a place where I was okay, and then I would see something, and I would be like, oh, it would really, like, actually mess with me, and it hurt my feelings, and it made me really sad, so I had to mute the specific feature I muted, so I couldn't see what they liked anymore. So, like, their reels wouldn't come up for me anymore, because I'm like, I don't need to see it, I don't need to know. They're making fun of me, it's fine. Whatever. And I feel so much more at peace, okay? So that is my tip to you. But keep yourself busy, journal, feel all your feelings, let it all out. Call a friend. Please utilize talking to your friends and your family because it's really helpful. They love you and they want to help you. And again, if you don't have friends or if you don't have people, talk to yourself, talk to a therapist, or start going places where you can meet new people. It's going through a breakup is sad, but it's also, there's something like so exciting about it that's like, okay, what is my new life going to be? Make a mood board of all of the things you want to be in your life. Like, label it like my single era and make like your dream life mood board. That's what I did. I put in all the things that I wanted for my career, for my next relationship, and it made me excited for life again. I'm like, okay, wait, I have so many dreams. I have so many amazing qualities and things about me that someone someday is going to appreciate. And I will be enough. I will be more than enough for somebody someday. And I would always go back and look at that Pinterest mood board whenever I needed a lift or whenever I needed a reminder, like, life is going to feel okay again. And I am here to tell you, life will feel okay again. You will love life again because you are beautiful. You are magic. You deserve it. And I promise you, the universe or God, whatever you believe in, will bring you your person at the right time. And it is going to suck. And I feel you. I feel your pain. I know exactly what you're feeling. Not exactly, but breakups suck. They really suck. There's no way of getting around the pain. But there are things you can do to help ease and to cope. And if I can tell you anything, time heals all. And you are beautiful and you deserve better. I'm telling you that right now. But thank you guys so much for listening. I feel like there's so much more I could say about this, but I don't want to talk your ear off. And who knows, I'll probably talk about it again someday. But thank you so much for listening. If you like the podcast, please rate it and follow I Am Her on TikTok and Instagram. And we love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing week. Thank you.